Hi Cancer, happy February. I hope you're doing well. Okay. All right guys, I'm going to hit your messages first, and they're diverse. They're very diverse. There's no way these could possibly go together because they're polar opposites. Okay. For some of you, let me just get this one out of the way first. If you're in litigation with something, you'll already know what this is, and this won't be something small, and it'll be something that's gone on for a bit. I think that if you're suing a corporation for something, I feel like this is large. I feel like it may be like malpractice, or it may be something like that. I feel that if you're the person on that end, right, like the doctor or the whoever, I think that I do see large financial loss due to that. Okay, so just keep that in mind. For others of you, I wanted to get that one out there first. I know some of these messages aren't lovely, guys, but they are what they are, right? So the more that you know about them ahead of time, maybe, you know, you can get ahead of these things. That's what tarot is, right? It's to kind of show us what lies ahead. Now, I want to say this, though. For others of you, if you are going into business, if you're starting a business with a new business partner, you're going to do really well. So take a breath. You can rest. That's going to go very, very well. Okay. For others of you, business again, your business though, like I think whatever it is your fame, like something you're doing brings you fame, okay? For others of you, and with that fortune, I feel oddly, I don't feel that's corporate stuff. That I feel that's something you're doing on your own. And I think again, it's I'm not sure. It's not like large. By that I mean it would be someone like becoming an actress or an actor, or it's something your skill is bringing you this fame and fortune with. Okay. Now I want to say this. I have the cards down. We'll go over them, but I want to get these messages out first. What I want to say is, before I forget, there's only one Arcana card in here, and it's the Moon. So anything that you hear during this reading that you don't like or that you want to shift, and that's what tarot is, right? It shows us where we need to rebalance something or balance something or whatever, right? There's only one Arcana card in here, and that's the Moon card, right? The rest of this you can change just by changing something you're currently doing or a mindset or something. You have control to change this, okay? Again, for others of you, it really is becoming famous, whatever that is to you, right? For others of you, there's something around. This came up in another reading, another of the readings too, so watch all of those. Alloys, metals, gems, iron, if you're trying to do something medicinal with gems, like grinding them to make them medicinal, go forward with that. That'll also bring you, you'll also, don't be lazy on this, I guess is where I'm at, because what I see is, and again, I'm trying to decipher where these are coming together. If you're trying to do that, go forward with that, because if you don't do it, if you rest here and you don't bring that forward ahead, like sit on the couch and think, oh, this would be lovely to do, get off the couch and go do it, because it will bring you what you're looking to do. If you don't do it, I do see someone else doing it, so kind of keep an eye on that. If people in your work arena, if you're like a scientist or, you know, wherever you do those things, people are watching what you're doing. So again, don't rest on things that you think you're safe in, you know what I mean? Like, make sure that you are. LLC it, incorporate it, put a patent on it, do something. Because if you don't, again, I feel someone else will do this with you. It's not a time to be lazy, and that was your exact message. Don't be lazy. I know I sound like a broken record with that lately, but these are doorways here that are being presented in huge ways you want to take advantage of them. Rest later, be lazy later. Okay, for others of you, I think you're going to have to deal with someone in your sphere, most likely a parent or someone, a sibling or someone in your family, I feel. Or maybe a partner, a spouse. I feel it's more, though, like a parent, or you carry the burden of this. You were asked to carry a burden, and I think you have for a very long time in your life, and you were too small of a child to take on the responsibilities that were put on you. And I think you're going to be put in a position now, a place now. I think you'll notice later in life, you know, that it'll be a similar kind of scenario, but that you're more equipped now to handle the load of whatever this is for you, right? So I think that what that does as the positive is it makes you see that, you know, I may not have been able to carry all of this when I was younger, but I'm now able to be put, you know, in a similar situation or have a similar responsibility come up on me, and I handle it a lot differently because I fit into this weight. I can handle this. It's not too much for me. It's not sucking me under. I'm equipped for this now. So you see how a lot of things that we have to go through that really seem at the time to be a disadvantage really prove to be an advantage. That's where you're at now. You're going to see now that, you know, it fits. You can carry this now. You have the statute to do this, okay? Now, for others of you, this may be you. This may be tied to that big litigation thing. But either way, there's something here about, and I know Cancers have, I know their mood swings come out of left field. I know they a lot of times don't know where they're coming from. We're not going to get into why those things occur, but I know this, okay? So you want to get a handle on those things, though. If you're one of the Cancers, it depends what decade you're into. You'll know who I'm talking to, but if that's an issue for you, right, an ongoing issue, try to harness that in a positive way here, because I think that something may have come up around what may be causing that big litigation issue, and it had to do with temper, something that really, you know, wasn't a great thing. But if for others of you, and it's not tied to that, and you're trying to get into the military, or you're trying to get into medical school, or you're trying to become a surgeon or something with that regard, you're going to want to harness that. Like a lot of times where we spew up energy, a lot of times it's just because it's pent up energy on the inside that we haven't, you know, run off around the block, or that, you know, it's things like that. But if you harness that, those areas will do well for you. So if you're having a problem getting into the military, or you're having a problem getting into, you know, medical school or something like that, it's just a matter of harnessing these things that you think you're at a disadvantage of, and making them work, you know, in your favor there. Okay, for others of you, sorry about that. There is, this is really good. I'm going to do love throws too, as soon as I get all of these out first. There is, this is really good news. I'm happy to deliver this. Large sums of money here, okay? For some of you, you're coming into that. I shouldn't say you're not falling into it. It's coming to you. I think there's other things going on here where you've got money coming to you. It's coming to you. It doesn't have to do with that litigation thing, though. For some of you, it may be a litigation, right? It may be a litigation matter, but it's not that one I spoke of. That one is very specific. That's something on a larger scale, like someone did something, like a corporation kind of deal. Like it's malpractice, it's environmental, it's something like a corporation did something, and you're kind of like stuck in the middle of that. This is different, okay? This is a large sum of money coming to you. For others of you, you're going to get a surprise, and I do feel like you're either going to get a proposal, and it sits right here, and it's to someone who is financially secure. I would say very financially secure. Okay, so there you go with that. I also think some of you are this is the weird thing, and please don't don't feed into the negative on this, right? It's just when things come up in tarot, we want to get a handle on them, right? If you're a real estate agent, if you're selling property, if you've got, you know, people coming in that do your lawn, or you're having stuff done in your home, or where you're having trespassings here of people that you're either interviewing, right? Say you're hiring someone to be a babysitter or something on your home front. Do your gardening, your lawn, your whatever. Check these references before you let these people into your home, okay? I think there's some pretty shady people around, right? And I don't know if it's, you know, still due to the blood moon or whatever. I would assume that it would be, but I think that there's people that may realize, you know, where people are complacent. You know, they may realize things like, hey, this person I notice, they leave their cars, and I've done this myself many times when I've lived in certain areas. You just leave your keys in your car, right? Like you pull in the driveway, you just leave your keys in your car, and you leave your garage door open. There's well, luckily, nothing negative ever happened to me, but thinking back, that probably wasn't the smartest thing, right? You want to be diligent about that. You may not want to leave your keys in your car, even if you live in the nicest place, right? Even if you have no neighbors, you may just not want to do that. Don't leave your garage doors open. Make sure that you're locking your doors and your windows, things like that. Just pay extra attention to like security issues. That's all, right? We want to do stuff like that. Make sure that the people that you're hiring in corporations and, you know, on your home front, people doing things for you on your home front, make sure that you know you have some references, right? Okay. Okay. Bear with me. I've got a lot of messages here. Okay. If you are applying for a job, or you're trying to meet up with someone, your social media, hey, I'll meet you here, right? Like wherever. There may be delays around that. Someone may get tied up, or so just plan extra time. It may be you that gets late to this appointment or whatever, but I see delays around a meeting of some sort. It may be this, you know, whatever it is, you may be late to it, or someone may be delayed to it. You may have flights that are delayed, or you may have travel that's delayed. There's delays around meetings, right? Okay. Houses, again, realtors, people selling their houses, people buying houses. Be careful, and I only say this, just be extra diligent when I say this. Make sure that you aren't trying to, oh, I don't want to spend $200 to have that assessment done. Spend the $200 and have the assessment done. And I'm just saying that it's just certain times or certain whatever that, you know, we have to check extra things, or, you know, certain things go awry where they normally wouldn't, or, you know, make sure that the pipe you see hooked to the drain really is a pipe and not just a aesthetic. You know what I'm saying? Just be extra diligent. Don't take any shortcuts in reference to that now. People, realtors, selling houses. Just be extra diligent. Don't meet people in a, you know, abandoned house where you've got no neighbors at like 11 o'clock at night. Just be smart about this, right? And again, don't bring fear into this. Just be smart about the things that you're doing now, right? Extra careful, I should say, right? Other people, you're meeting, you might be meeting new people, okay? Don't think that someone, what do you guys say, the ghosting word, don't think that that happens like on a first date, or if you're meeting someone. There's delays around meetings, and I can't tell if it's professional, personal, but there may be some hiccups in those regards, okay? Some of you, I think you're going to have unexpected guests. We all love those. I can't tell you whether that's going to be positive or negative. For parents that have teenage children and you're going away or you're traveling, be aware that you know, your children may love that. So yeah, I don't even know if saying don't have a house party would, you may want to just put it out there. Okay, coworkers. I think that you're going to have, if you're planning something, you're trying to plan an outing or a project, or you're trying to get something together, just take extra deep breaths. I think there might be some delays over just calendaring, scheduling, things like that. Just look at those days as just times that test your patience. That's all, right? Now, for others of you on a larger scale, right? It's something I think that it's just, you're going to need to like amp up your game just a little bit. If you're still in the place in life where extravagances are, you know, luxuries in life are fine. There's nothing wrong with them. You shouldn't feel guilty by having them. You should have them. But when that's the only place you're at, right, where it's just the insignificant things that are, you think are filling your soul, you want to take a second glance at that. Because I think here that those things aren't negatives. They're negatives when they go to the extreme, but I think that what your messages are with that is take that, but use the psychology behind. If you're trying to promote something, right, you're trying to build your brand, sell the experience. You know what I mean? Like sell the experience. If you love like a, you know, whatever, like Brazilian leather boots are your deal, right? Cap off on like the smell of those and what they, you know, you want to use what you've got, you know what I mean? And use it as part of your platform. So turn it into a, you know, I love these luxuries, but turn it into a profit for yourself. You'd be really good at that, okay? I hope you understand what that was a tough one. But it was more like, you know, someone that's just, they like the nice things in life, but when you look at the psychology behind that, which is where your intellect is, you've got that. Intellect is where I'm going with that. You could build this into a brand for yourself. Okay. Be open to, though, constructive criticism. And by that I mean people that you know, not just people trying to, you know, that's different. That's not constructive by any means. Okay. I think I got it all. People interviewing people for your business, right? You're the employer. Know who they are. Check the references. Make sure that they really have the skill sets that you're talking about. Okay? All right. Now, what we come in with our cards. I want to say, some of you right off the bat, I'm going to say you're not in a good spot. I think that there are, I think you may have illness in the family, right? I think that that's a really tough thing that you're having to deal with. I don't think you're in a great spot. I think that, because it's funny, when I started to throw the cards for you guys and I was asking, you know, for guidance and for, it's funny because you may not be a Cancer watching this, because I normally it's just weird today what I just was led to. I was just led to ask whoever needed to see this to see it. And it was funny because I heard they don't need to be a Cancer. So there might be someone in here that somehow stumbles across this in error and doesn't see that, oh, it's the wrong sign for me, but really gets the message. I pray that that happens, because there's a lot in here, but I feel that someone is ill. And I think if you've got a child, it would be a boy child, a male child, and like his grandfather or a father figure or an older brother, like siblings that would be significantly different in age, is ill. What I see really is like a, to me, the only thing I can equate it to is like a big wraparound porch in like Virginia, like something like those big Victorian homes, right? Something like that. But I think that the person who's ill, it may be someone too who's just come home from the military, but it's an older male and a younger male. It may be your child that's tending to or taking care of this person. If someone is passing away or someone is mentally ill, this child is really, this is hitting this child a lot more than maybe the child may let on. I don't feel that the child is very expressive. I don't think you may want to take a little bit of extra time to really check in with this child who's going through this experience. I think it's bothering them a lot more than you may realize. Okay, there we go. All right. Now, what we come in with the energy of for our cards, we've got the Moon card, the Ten of Cups, and the Six of Swords. So, again, I think there's a lot of conversations happening for you, okay? The only card that we've got in here, like I say, that's a major in here, is that Moon card, okay? Now, the Moon card with the Ten of Cups, it can be you having a house party. It may not be your children while you are away. You may be having a house party. You may be having a gathering or something like that. I'm going to say with this, too, if you're hosting book clubs, I don't know where these things are coming from. I just have there's a real need for me to tell you to watch the people you're letting in and out of your home. That's all. All right? Okay. Again, too, I'm going to say with this Moon card, and especially with your sign, no disrespect, but there's stuff here with this sign that people may not even realize, but there's stuff under the surface for somebody here. It may be someone who has outrage. It may be some kind of illness where they just are very violent. You may want to just be extra diligent about that, okay? Pets, too. Again, I'm sorry, guys, you're just going to have to go with what I get here. I don't, if you've got pets and these people are having these outrages, whatever's, just be conscious of your animals there. I don't know what that's about. Okay, now, we come in with, and I also now have a very sickening feeling, so I know that meant something to someone. And if you're watching that and you're doing nothing about it, shame on you. I'm putting that out there. Okay. So you've got the Ace of Swords and the Knight of Wands. Okay. I'll look at these and go through them. Just let me get them out there so you see what they are. Now, in our past, we've got the Ten of Swords. Okay. Where you're crowned here is the Nine of Swords. Okay, your anchor is the King of Wands. He's in this equation here. All right, now what's coming up for you? 6 months, a year, but it's sitting here. You've got the King of Swords. I'm so sorry, King of Swords. So you've got two kings in here. So you've got the King of Swords, and we come in with the Knight of Swords. I'm sorry, King of Wands, Knight of Wands. You've got two in here. This may be your child. Okay. Again. All right. I think emotions are really stirred up for some reason for some of you, okay? Now, how you see things here, how you're showing up, your self-image, how you see yourself, right? Now, how others see you, how you see yourself, just very good, is the Ace of Coins, okay? New start, seeds, luck, opportunity. Again, that thing with the gems, the mashing up of the gems or whatever, go for that. It's funny too because I keep hearing an Indian man saying, and he's got something that's pink in his hand, again, that gems are good for healing. So go for that, okay? Just trust me on that. All right, so your reputation, you've got the 8 of coins, okay? That card is a fortune card, okay? You've got to just stay focused, be diligent, don't be lazy. Kind of the theme through here as far as our working messages, right? Now is not the time to sit on your butt. Sit on your butt at the end of the year, but for now, you've got a door here, right? So let's take it. Hard work right now. It'll pay off for sure, okay? Now, in your hopes and fears, you've got the 10 of Wands. You can do this. It's you wanting more, and you can do this, but you've got to focus. You've got to get the cuckoo out of the head, right? And really focus. Like, stop being everything to everyone. Now is a door for you. Get through the door and then take care of other people. And don't feel guilty about it, okay? The 10 in here is wanting more. And that, I think, goes back with the that message of sometimes things come up in different parts in life and you're like, oh, I remember this well. I'm not talking dating. I'm talking like, oh, I remember trying to start a business. That was hell. I'll never go through that again. But you weren't maybe ready at that time. Now you may be presented with a very similar offer that you're thinking, oh, I remember this. Now's the time, though. Now's the time where you can do this. It's not too much for you now. It's a lot of work, but you can do it, you know? So do it. I'll clarify these things. So our outbound card is the Page of Swords. This, I don't feel in here, and I'm not one to say this, okay? But in here, I feel very strongly, we've got the Page of Swords, and we've got the King of Swords, right? We've got the King of Wands, and we've got the Knight of Wands. So, this can be really just mood swings. See what I'm saying? It can be mood swings. Certain things are appropriate at certain ages, right? Certain things we kind of get a handle on as we get older, but sometimes they catch us out of left field, right? And we're not at our best. That may be what's going on here, okay? Now the Moon card too, coming in with energy, is emotion, right? We may not have a handle on it at all times. That may be what it is, right? If you've said something to someone and you regret it, take it back. Because you come in with, in the past, the 10 of Swords, and where you're crowned with is the 9 of Swords. Those are not easy cards, okay? The focal in here, though, is the Ace of Swords, so it's clarity here on something, okay? I do feel you're going to get, again, I think that you get I did see a proposal or a marriage in here, right? But I also think that you will be getting, I think there's going to be also some conversations that bring clarity to things, but that you weren't banking on, okay? Like you didn't see it coming. All right, now we've got 2 aces in here, the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Coins. And I really think in here, I can do this now. I can do this. I know I can do this now. So good. Do it. Okay? Your intuition also is at an all-time high. Not that it's not always, but when you focus it, there's nothing you can't do, okay? I think you're going to need to make peace with whatever this 9 and 10 of Swords is. Someone really may be passing, and I am sorry for that. But for others of you, it's just a recognition of things that are not okay anymore for you, okay? Just meaning things you tolerated, you're not anymore, okay? For some of you, you're literally physically moving, okay? And again, that may be to go to school that, you know, you may want to enroll in something. And for those of you, again, that are saying, I can't go to school, lady, I'm like, you know, 50 years old. I have clients in their 90s that are in school. So don't even preach that here. You can, if you want it, go for it. Okay? All right, let's see here. I want to see what this Ace of Swords and the Knight of Wands is. That could be a wing-ding of a conversation. I'll tell you that. He's also someone, people, again, that would blow through here. So he's our knight that's gonna, you know, he'll give you, he's a charmer for sure, right? Let's just see. Shuffling the wrong deck, I apologize. All right, let's see. This King of Swords here, this is someone that's married. This message here is coming from here. This is coming from the King of Swords. You know, I think there's something that, I think there is a surprise around that conversation. I'm going to leave it at that because I'm not sure exactly what it would be. Just make sure if someone's telling you something, again, that they're not just a talker. Make sure they're walking, okay? If that's where the arrogance is coming from, be conscious of that. Okay, don't let that be okay, I guess is where I'm going with that. All right. All right, I'm clarifying our main cards coming in. I've got the 9 of Swords again. That's what your reading's crowned with. You're not, you're having a tough time right now. Okay. These cards, don't charge head first, or someone's charging head first at you. I feel conflict here. I really feel conflict here. Something, I just keep hearing something's missing, or something is being denied. I don't know what that's about. But the clarifiers for the Ace of Swords and the Knight of Wands is I think old emotional things are reopening for you here. And I think, unfortunately, this person may be hitting triggers here without even knowing about it. Or this is someone in your family that's still doing this, you know. But I think somewhere in here, someone charges headfirst into this. And not in a... not in a good way. I think it's someone who is, give me a minute. Someone who is very, very self-absorbed. This is not someone in the military. This is someone who just has a righteous attitude. So I hope that that helps you. That is not this person. That would most likely, what I'm feeling, would be this person. This is exactly what this would be. The self-righteous would be that. That's the kind of energy I feel from that. So all of these may be archetypes of the emotional battles that are going on now. But I think that these things are not just emotional. I think they're, you know, kicking the dog and doing things like that aren't okay, right? All right. Now I want to see for you what this Ace of Coins is. I like that card. You really can't go wrong with that card. So, and since you see yourself that way, that's great. Okay. You've got the Two of Swords, not a negative. It's, you know what? I'm going to do this, and I know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to take responsibility for it, and I'm going to do it. That's it. That's pulling it together. That Two of Swords is not, I'm going to turn a blind eye. It's, all right, crap. I bought this new car. Now I need to, like, take care of it. Now I need to, like, put gas in it. It's something like that. Example would be, right? I have an animal. I have this dog. Now I need to feed it. You know, things like that. On any scale. Now you've got the Nine of Wands in here. Clarifying that too. Keep your focus is what I'm going to say with that. Keep your focus exactly where you want it to be. And you've got the Five of Cups. I think that is this. You've got to let it go. You've got to let it go and you've got to move forward. I don't think you're able to. So what I'm going to say with that is you don't need to let it go, but you need to find a place for it. Because what it'll do is it'll get like this and it'll weigh you down. It won't help you push forward. So ask for guidance on that. Because you've got the 9 crowning, so you're not able to let this go. If you want a private reading, we can look at this. But I'm going to say a lot of things. Someone may be ill. Unfortunately, you know, we can't do stuff like that, but we can make peace with it, right? I'm not going to go into all that in here, but you've got a lot going on, guys, and you've had a lot going on. Keep your focus on the things that are most important to you. And if you're having a hard time and you're pulled all over, get out the pen and paper, right? And these are the things today that I have to focus on, right? Do or die, I have to focus on this. These are the deal breakers for me. Everything else, push off. Make your lists doable for you and bite-sized, okay? Because you've got a lot going on here. You know what? Let me just clarify what this Nine of Swords is, and I want to do this Page of Swords on the outbound. Got the wrong deck again. Damn it. All right. You know what? I'm going to pull those. Okay. You've got the Moon card, the Ace. I'm I'm a big believer in things aren't by accident, so I've picked up that deck 2 times. I'm going to use that for clarifying. I'm clarifying the 9 of Swords. I've got the Moon card, right? The Ace of Swords and the 5 of Coins. The 5 of Coins is telling me you're not settling for this anymore, and you shouldn't. The Ace of Swords is that clarity. You've got that card coming in here. So that is what the focal is about, and this is what you're crowned with, and you've got this as the clarifier, okay? You've also got the 5 of Coins, which is like, this isn't enough. This crumb is not enough anymore. And you've got the Moon card, right? Which is, you're kind of seeing through the illusion here. Good. Okay. I want to do this Page of Swords, though, guys. 10 of Cups. Four tens. That's a lot. 2 aces. Endings, beginnings. Endings, beginnings. Go slow. 8 of Swords. You can do this. You're not stuck. You can do this. You just need to get organized. And you've got the 3 of Cups. You can stand on your own 2 feet. Take this and run with it. Okay? You know, don't let someone, you know what you're doing here, okay? You've got 10 of Cups clarifying that Page of Swords, and you've got the 10 of Cups coming in next to the Moon card with the 3 of Cups. Release stress. Let it go. If you're looking for support, you will find it. But you have to stand on your own feet first, and you need to know where you are in all of this, right? This is me. These are the people around me. No matter who's around me, no matter what I'm a part of, I know who I am, and I can stand on my own 2 feet, okay? That's what that is. And the 10 of Cups, too, it's happiness. So for right now, there's happiness in here. So find it, okay? All right, there you go. I hope that I helped you in some way. If you need a private reading, please reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help you with anything. I know this was a lot, okay? And take the pieces that you can use and let the rest go. The ones about the robberies, the dishonest people, just be on your toes. You should be on your toes every day anyway. Don't pull it into you, okay? There you go.